GamerSpawn.
Dreams stripped down beyond firelight and seeing things unreal, and what comes crawling back again, tears of harbor down to the thorn.
It's really exciting that we're on the 20-year anniversary and we're launching a brand new title. Some game companies never last 20 years. Some game companies, do not make new franchises every few years. So it really is fun that we've continued to follow our hearts and have the passion for gaming, even though we're all getting a bit older, but it's still a heck of a lot of fun. Well, after we finished that title, we actually, at id, started on a completely different title, which we worked on for about a year and a half, which we tossed out the window, which is great about id. We can do stuff like that. We also worked with Raven on Quake 4. We worked with Splash Damage on Enemy Territory. We worked with Raven on Wolfenstein. We launched Quake Live again. So we've been very busy, but we're real excited about Rage. We're real excited about the new IP, the new franchise, and so far the response from people who have played it think it's great. So I'm really excited about it. The basic description of the game is first-person shooter, but it's more than your classic corridor shooter. We have some really cool elements, driving and racing. We have more of a story. We have things like an inventory system, which is new for id Software. There's a lot of variety in the gameplay. It's built on a brand new technology that looks amazing, runs really fast. It's a true cross-platform game, so if you have a PS3 or a 360 or a PC, the experience will be the same, which is really encouraging. The gameplay takes place in the future. You play a survivor, somebody that has woken up about 100 years, because you've been frozen, 100 years after an asteroid has destroyed most of civilization, and you need to learn to survive. You need to learn about the world. Eventually, you'll discover that there's this omnipresent force called the Authority that's trying to take over the wasteland, and you fight against the Authority with resistance. So, much more of a story for us, and much more of a rich, deeper environment that we've ever done in the past. id Tech 5, one of the great things about that is the mega texture technology, where we virtualize all the textures in the world. So we can really give each of the environments this handcrafted, artistic attention to detail that makes the world really pop. It gives it a lot of variety. It's just creates a world that's very unique looking that you really can't find in other games. The story is a critical component in the game. It's a story-driven experience. You play, like I said, a survivor from the past, and you need to learn about why you're important, what the Authority is doing, where the mutants have come from, what your role is in the bigger picture. All those elements are very important, and we've worked hard to deliver that story as you progress through the game. In Rage, we have mutants and we have bandits, and we of course have the Authority. The bandits are lawless groups of individuals that form these clans that you ultimately fight against. The mutants, of course, are deformed humans that have all kinds of crazy special abilities that make the very interesting combat. And of course, the Authority, very military styled. They're very organized, squad-based movements. So each of the different enemy types that you encounter in Rage allows for different experience. When we started off, we had no other game to look at except for our past games. There isn't one single inspiration, and I don't actually think that this game looks like those games at all, so I'm not sure where that comes from. But one of the great things about the team is that we have a very flat management structure, so everyone has input and creative direction into the title. So Rage, really the inspiration for it, the style that it has is really the sum of its parts. It's the sum of all the creative people on the team that have added their kind of aspects to the wasteland. It's a very kind of patchwork worlds, patchwork of a variety of different elements, but they all work really well together. They're all very cohesive, and it gives it this unique feel that you really can't find in many other games. So in Rage, we of course have our classic id Software weapons, shotguns and crossbows and things, but we've added new ammo types that really change it up, have a lot of variety in that. We also have these really cool engineering items that you can craft yourself. So if you like to play with sentry bots or turrets or wing sticks or fat mamas and pop rockets, your choice, you have that choice. And when you pick up a weapon in Rage, you don't have to drop a weapon, because I can't stand that. Yes, it's very true to the id Software way of thinking. We have a number of different ammo types. My favorite, of course, are the mind control snares with a crossbow. Very exciting. You can take over someone's body and blow them up. The pop rockets on the shotgun, part shotgun shell, part grenade. The kill burst is fun with the pistol. It's all 6 bullets go to the same spot. So yes, we really worked hard to make a lot of fun ammo types. It's been really exciting to add a component to the game that is not in your typical first-person shooters. And I had one journalist who had an opportunity to play the game for a long time told me that he actually raced more in Rage than the last racing game he had to review. So I'm thrilled about it. It's a fun component. It works really well. You can upgrade your vehicle and become more of a badass out in the wasteland. It's definitely something that adds a lot to the experience. At any time in the game, can drive off into the wasteland, and you may run into some dynamic jobs where you can fight some bandits. You may go out and look for sewer hatches. You may try to jump the jumps to clear all the authority drones. Yes, sometimes it's fun to Rage, just to cruise around in the wasteland and try to see where you can drive to and where you can jump to. It's not post-apocalyptic, kind of finding water. There are lots of things you can discover in the wasteland, but the wasteland and the setting really it sets up the story. The action in Rage is the cornerstone of the game. So you will explore the wasteland. You will look for special plants that you can harvest. You'll look for dynamic jobs. You'll look for places that you need to go. But that's really the focus of the game. You don't have to worry about finding things like water or radiation suits or anything like that. It's very, very combat focused, very action focused. The engineering items are crafted from a number of separate components that you can find in the game. So if you like to build sentry bots, you'll need to find or buy the plans for those, and then find or buy the parts that you need. Then you'll be able to put those together and use them. And some people, spend all their money, all their time crafting. Some people like to use the ammo types, and some people, just like the shotgun. Again, a lot of variety in how you play. Each of the bandit clans that you encounter has a unique fighting style. They have something that they do special. Some of like the ghost bandits, they're very acrobatic. The shrouded bandits, they have no fear, but they won't charge you. The wasted bandits, they may charge you, but they have a lot of fear. So what's really interesting is when you progress through the game, you're not fighting the same guys that act exactly the same. So that variety is really important. One element that we have in Rage, which is very exciting, is that if you do get killed, you'll have a chance to defib yourself back and up into the action. That has a recharge rate, so you just can't keep doing that. But what players like about that is that it's tied into the fiction. It makes sense for what's special about you, and you'll have to find that out when you play the game. But it adds, it lets you get back into the action. We don't want players to get frustrated. You can save anywhere in the game. So if you find you may get into trouble, go ahead and save. But this is a great thing that people have really been attracted to. That helps you, get back into playing. A lot of people ask me, is it complicated? Is it hard to play? No. It's very intuitive. We have a long time in the beginning of the game where we teach you how to use these different aspects of the game. It's very approachable, and it sure is a heck of a lot of fun.
Doesn't take a genius to understand why. Justice, the way it once worked, is a thing of the past. But I believe someone can set things right again. Maybe you're the man for the job.
The game is easy. Kill or be killed.